Yeah, so here's one of the things I don't do anymore. I used to do, and on the face of it, it makes sense. So when you when you load up a computer, or you load up your computer, there's usually a default pattern, I think. I might be wrong here. So the default pattern might be, okay, I've loaded up my computer, so I want music. Then maybe I want to load up the web browser. And obviously for people like us, we want RSS readers and things like this. So there's all these things that make sense to automate and load up straight away. And I used to do that. And on the face of it, if I'm using GNU Screen or if I'm using Tmux, I don't use Tmux. I did a video on Tmux. I prefer Screen, but they're much the same. I don't really mind. That would have all these different screens, windows under GNU Screen or under Tmux that I can, toggle through. A bit like the Primeagen. If you watch the Primeagen, he's very much about, I don't search for what I want. I just basically tab through my, was you got a Tmux sessionizer, so he just cycles through his windows, if you like, in his Tmux session. I don't actually do that anymore, and the reason is kind of a wrong reason, if that makes sense. So doesn't make sense. So on the face of it, I do the kind of similar things, right? I load up the same sort of things, but I also found that it just kind of annoyed me that I'd have all these different sessions or windows that were just sat in the background, sat under different sessions, and I didn't use them. So I've gone a sort of anti launcher now, where I run, if I open like TTYSH, okay, so that's what I tend to run first when I load up the TTY, and I don't even automate that to load up anymore. I have a function that I can call that I run for a process, right? It's like a planner. I kind of did a video on this. It's like a planner where I was like, okay, do you want to open this? And I can do it very quickly. So it'll be like, case statements, yes or no. So do you want to open RSS? Yes. Okay. Open RSS. Do you want to see, I don't know, your like notes? Yes, no, yes. So I'll open up the notes and all this kind of stuff. And then I can just cycle through it like a planner. And then I can leave stuff kind of open or closed or change it or whatever. So I like having a kind of planner when I start up the computer. I don't necessarily want like things just idling in the background until I call them. So I've gone that kind of route now. I don't know if that's the best way, but yeah, it's almost, I tell you what, it's almost like having clutter. I know that's not really the way to think about it, but I just worry. I don't even worry. What am I saying? It just kind of feels like I'm cluttering, and I can't justify having this stuff open. It's not a big deal, but that's how I do it now. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. I used to have lots of tabs, if you like, open. So I do try to focus now more on one thing at a time. I do find them a possible distraction. I don't know. Yeah, so that's also another reason I kind of focus on one thing at a time.